Hey girls, welcome to Prep Day 2, and today's going to be all about nutrition. And by now you should have looked at yesterday's video and done your homework of at least printing out the starter guide, because that is what we're going to go through, and I'm going to try to answer a lot of the common questions that I kept hearing other people ask, and so maybe that will help you guys out. And you were also supposed to print out your meal plan if you figured it out. If you did have some question on that, today's video probably will help. But if you have questions beyond today's video about your meal plan, what plan letter you should be in, or anything that we've already covered, please ask under this video, because that is exactly what this group is for, to help each other out. And there's a lot to it, so I'm going to try not to get sidetracked and ramble, but stick with me, girls, because it's a lot of common questions. And if we don't follow the meal plan the way we're supposed to, we're not going to get the results that we're probably looking for. And that's really the first thing I wanted to say is, I think I said this yesterday, but please go into this program with an open mind. I know there's a lot of different eating theories, and like don't eat past a certain time of the day, or wait so long in the morning. Like there's so many different theories. Set them all aside, because it doesn't matter. This program was made with nutritionists, doctors, scientists, formulated right out. I mean, over a year it took them to write this. Trust the process, have an open mind, because if you're not following the program, you're not following the program. It is made that in a way that you have to eat all the containers. Your goal is to eat according to the Time Nutrition to your absolute best to get the results and to follow the program. With that said, let's dig in, girls. So if you didn't print out the starter guide, stop this video and go grab it, because I'm going to go right through it and help clear up some questions if maybe you had any. So stop the video and go get it if you need to. When you get back, step 2, have it right there in front of you, girls. Step 2 on page 4. This is where you were supposed to do your calculation. Take your current weight times 11, take that number plus 600. You will see in the guide, it says maintenance calories. You take that number and use that when you turn the page to step 3 to determine your eating plan if you want to eat in your maintenance plan. People that would eat in your maintenance plan are definitely mamas that are still nursing babies, because they need more food, more water, more everything to produce enough milk. So definitely nursing mamas. Or if you don't feel like you have any weight to lose, you just want to build muscle and tone, then stay in your maintenance plan. If you feel like you have weight to lose and that's why you're doing this program, continue on and subtract the 750. That number is the number you'll use when you flip the page to step 3. You use that number to figure out your meal plan. And you'll also see phase 2 and phase 3 at the bottom. Completely ignore that. Don't worry about it. Don't look ahead. We need to get through phase 1 first, ladies. And so that was major, because you'll see refeed days and deplete week and peak week, and it's like, don't worry about that crap. We're doing phase 1 first. Okay, girls? So that brings the first question is, oh, I fall into plan B, but only by like 2 numbers, and so I really want to lose weight. I think I'm going to bump down to plan A. Absolutely do not do that. Take your number, your true number, plug it in, and what it falls in is the category you should be in. Because the biggest thing with this program is not being afraid to eat. because everything on this plan, girls, is clean and it's good for you. You cannot be afraid to eat, because you need to start thinking about your food as fuel for your body. Okay? If you think about it that way, you're doing intense workout programs, an hour-long program. Your body needs that fuel to keep going, to have the energy, to keep your metabolism firing, to keep your blood sugar levels up and not crashing. You cannot be afraid to eat. So definitely take the number and plug it in and follow the plan that you're supposed to follow. Okay? Don't try to drop because you want to lose weight. That's not how it works. And here's a quick story. Autumn said this about sleep and about eating. That this woman, she followed the plan, she followed the calculation, followed in plan A, but she really wasn't dropping weight like she thought she should have been. Autumn said, bump up to plan C. She had her even skip plan B. As soon as she started eating more, her body started burning more and she started dropping the weight like crazy. Okay, because if you're not eating quite enough, then your body just hangs on to everything you put in it and it won't let any of it go because it just thinks it needs all that to to produce all this energy. So if you take anything out of this video, take that you cannot be afraid to eat. And also, don't compare this workout program with one you've done in the past, along with the eating theories. This workout is way more than any other workout as far as intensity and time. So you're like, oh man, I didn't eat this many containers when I did the 21-day fix, but the 21-day fix workouts are only a half an hour, where this one is a full hour. So with the eating theories, set them aside, and also with the workout program itself, don't compare it to others. Trust this process. Okay, girls? So you've found your plan. We are going to follow that for the whole first phase, which is the first month. And I don't want you guys hopping on the scale because I don't want you to be tempted to say, oh, I've already lost 5 pounds. I'm going to drop a bracket. I'm going to go to a different meal plan. That's not how it works. It's not how it's supposed to work. It's not how it was formulated. The plan that you fall in on day 1 is the plan you'll follow all the way through the first phase. At the end of phase 1, then we're going to come back in here and we're going to do the calculations for phase 2 and phase 3. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm just giving you guys a heads up that you shouldn't be weighing yourself anyway. But if you do, don't try to change your meal plan. You need to stick with it because each phase is like a different phase. And what was the first phase? I think the first phase was, I can't remember what Autumn said, but basically just getting you in shape and getting you going. The second phase is like your build phase where you're really building up your muscles and we're lifting heavier. The third phase is the melt the crap out of your fat phase where you're really supposed to lean out, chisel out, and just shed any extra weight. And that's where I sort of lost control of my first round. So this round I'm excited to give it my all and make it through the whole program. So vacation through a little snag in my results, but anyway, back to eating. See how I get sidetracked? There is one exception to that rule of following your plan all the way through phase 1, and I hate to focus on this because it's sort of jumping ahead, but just keep this in the back of your mind. 2 weeks in, no matter what, you're following your phase. But if those first 2 weeks, you're so irritable, so grumpy, so crabby, you have headaches, you have no energy, you're absolutely not surviving very well. That's no way to live. That is when maybe we would bump you up in the middle of a phase and change your plan. but that is the only time that maybe you would change a plan in the middle of a phase. But keep in mind too, that if you're hopping into this program and you have really been eating sort of shitty and you're almost shocking your body with all these clean foods, you know, with no preservatives, you're also gonna go through a little bit of a detox. When your body's getting used to this clean eating, you're flushing out all the junk. And that's also the same symptoms. Like you might get headaches, you might feel crabby. It's your body detoxing. So you have to use your best judgment. And the best thing you can do if you are feeling that way is to drink lots of water. Help it flush out faster. Drink lots of water, get lots of sleep. Your body needs a ton of sleep. And that was another thing that Autumn stressed times 20, is to get a ton of sleep, because this is another side story. She said this guy was like stuck and he wasn't losing weight and he thought he should be, and they went through a whole little questioning series and they got to his sleep, and he said, well, lately I've had a lot more work to do. I've probably been getting an hour less of sleep. So Autumn says, okay, think about it. An hour less of sleep over the course of a week is a whole night's worth of sleep, 7 to 8 hours. And she asked him if he could possibly try to get that hour back. Sure enough, he did, and his body started shedding weight again. So all these components go together, and they're all so important, and they're all part of self-care. Just taking care of yourself. Your body needs sleep. So guys, that's sort of the exciting part, is it just feels good to take care of yourself, you know? You get used to taking care of everyone else and you get put on the sidelines, but just know that you're allowed the hour to work out, and you absolutely should be eating healthy and taking care of yourself first. That way you can take care of everyone else that much better. Okay, girls, so be excited. So, okay, now you should know your eating plan. Get it printed out for sure. I just want to find mine here real quick. So I fell into Plan A. That's the one I'm gonna sort of use to talk about, but obviously if you're in a different plan, make sure you're looking at your own plan and taking what I say into consideration, that I'm looking at Plan A, but follow your own plan, of course. Again, read through it and don't just breeze through it. Really analyze it. Take this time to know it, all there is to know, because it really is all right here, guys. So you'll see your portion control containers, how many of each color you'll get, and on page 3 is the list of all the ones that I'll get. That is for one full day. So every single day you'll have that many containers to eat, and you need to eat them all. Okay, so then on the next page, page 4, this is your first schedule, and you want to look at this. Let's try to simplify this. You have a workout block. You'll have your meal before your workout block, your meal after your workout block. You'll see here is where you take your energize right before your workout, and you'll have this recover right after your workout. That is considered your workout block. You always need to eat these containers, it has in your schedule, right before your workout, and you always need to eat these containers after your workout. And then your supplements. Over here, it tells you about the time. You don't have to focus on the time so much right now. I want you guys to really understand the nutrition side of it so you can start getting your meal plans and your grocery list made. We'll talk more about time later. But then you'll see you have 3 other meals, and see how they're grouped together in certain colors. Keep in mind when you're making up your meal plans, you have got to leave these same colors grouped together. that is key to timed nutrition and how it was made. You have to keep those container colors together. And these meals stay before and after your workout block. These three, you can switch around, like meal 1 is purple, red, and a teaspoon. You can eat that last in the day if you want, and eat your meal 3 first. You know, you can switch them around, but you can't move the containers. So I hope you guys understand that. Okay, so the only exception to this rule is that Autumn realizes some people have to get up and out of bed super early. And if you can't get up and fit in this pre-workout meal, the first one, before your workout, the only one you can swap is your meal option 1. Meal option 1, which is usually your Shakeology, could go for your pre-workout meal if it's super early in the morning, and that's what you got to do. But just know that if you want different, you have to do different. So don't be afraid or intimidated or too uncomfortable to make changes. Okay, guys? So keep that in mind. You gotta do different to get different. So it's a challenge, and that's why we're doing this together. So if you have to switch up your schedule and do things different, wake up earlier to get something in, then maybe that's what you'll have to do. But if you have to, that is the only meal you can swap. Okay? So as you go through this, there's examples. Yep, this is the meal example, the very next page, and they plugged in food, so it's actually a real example of how they did the day. And then rest day. You'll see rest day, you don't use the Energize or the Recover, and there's an example for that, but you know what? Don't even worry about that because we're not there yet either. All right, girls? Same with the peak week and the deplete week. But then you'll have the menu planner. Now what I did, I was able to get on my computer and take the regular day, and I like cut and copied and pasted and got 3 columns of a regular day, and I'll throw that in the file section of our group, and that's on our app where we check in at. In the file section, I will do that. Okay, guys, because that really helped me. So I print out one of them, and this is where you start plugging in your meals. So pre-workout meal, green, red, yellow, teaspoon. So right here, this is where I would write, okay, by the green, I'm gonna have spinach under my 2 eggs, which would be my red. And for the yellow, I'm gonna throw some sweet potatoes and a little bit of oil, and that will be my yellow and my teaspoon. So I would write all that in, and that's what I want you girls to start working on, filling in your plan, and that way you're gonna be ready for next week, because prep is key. Okay, girls, that's so important. And tomorrow, I'm gonna just give you some more tips and tricks and how I exactly do my meal prep and my meal planning. But I just wanted to cover some of these common questions so you guys have this in your mind as you start to try to do this yourself. Go ahead and jump right in, girls. Okay, so then there's examples of your workout block, just moving around at different times of the day. But like I said, we'll tackle that actually Friday. So I don't know if there was anything else I wanted. You guys do realize, here's your list, your food list. And there's each color at the top and then the list. You have to eat from this list. But basically, you can throw in whatever you want as long as it's off this list. Okay, guys? And then also with this list, at the very, very top is the better for you foods. So if you're always eating from the bottom of the list, just know that if you want to knock your results up a notch, try to eat from the top third of the list, like especially when it comes to the yellow carbs, because at the bottom is the tortillas and the bread, where at the top is the sweet potatoes and the quinoa and the beans. They're better for you. But as long as it's on the list, you can use this to plug it in to your meal plan. Okay, guys? Definitely run through your beverages, because what you put in your coffee counts, what you put in your shake counts. Do not worry about the refeed list and anything considering that day. Okay, guys, we're going to take this one step at a time. There is a list of the free foods. Take note on that and all the free spices that you can use to spice things up, because you don't want to get bored either, because that's when you fall off track, because you're bored and you want to, just indulge in something else. So where I get my recipes is also on Beachbody On Demand, the Fixate Cooking Show, guys, because when you go in there, there's recipes and what containers the recipe counts for. And actually, the whole back of my book is full of my recipes that I printed out. And you'll see this symbol. That means it works well with the 80-day obsession meal plan. And it's like a little circle. You'll see the symbol. That's where I get all my recipes. So you don't want to start throwing together a lot of your homemade recipes and your casseroles, maybe not quite yet, because all the ingredients that go into it count. And so if you use the Fixate Cooking Show, they've already calculated in all those things. So that's where you can start browsing and looking. And guys, this video is definitely long enough. Let me just look at my notes here real quick. I already told you you couldn't mix and match all the containers. They have to stay in the groups that they're put in, and that is really important, guys. I think I covered everything I really wanted to cover. So guys, if you have any questions, please ask them below. That is what this group is for, and I hope you guys are understanding all this and taking all this in and just getting excited. Just know that you can take this challenge on, and we're gonna rock it together. Okay guys, so questions below if you have any. I'll chat to you tomorrow.